Today we're going to try Ricos Nachos on the go, which are new to me. I don't really know if they're new, to be honest. They probably aren't, but Ricos, I mean, they must be somewhat new because Ricos is the go-to, I think, nacho cheese for anybody who knows. You get cans of Ricos nacho cheese at the grocery store. They make the best nacho cheese. You don't want to get, I mean, those Tostitos, like, dip, nacho, like, con queso dips are fine. But really, if you're looking for good nacho cheese, you generally go to Ricos, who has them in the can, and you have to heat it up yourself. They're great. And they have for a long time sold individual microwavable cups of cheese sauce, like in a 4-pack. But I've never seen them with their own chips before like this, where it's kind of like you can pack it for your lunch or whatever. And the ring light's playing with me, but I've never seen it in this form necessarily, and I just saw it recently at my grocery store while I was looking for, nacho cheese, and I found these nachos on the go. So I'm very curious to see how their chips hold up. They look like they're going to be the good chips, the round chips. I think round, thick tortilla chips are always really nice. Even though I am more of a tortilla strip person, I think tortilla strips are superior, but round is more classic, so it makes sense. Now, this is microwavable. To warm cheese, remove lid and heat in the microwave in 10-second intervals until desired temperature is reached, and then refrigerate after opening. These are interesting because they actually have a sticker on them. They actually have a sell-by sticker instead of a date printed on the package, which is a little bit odd, but anyways, we're good until July, so it doesn't really matter. But this seems like a fun thing, and you open it like a little opening a little thing of nachos. But these things, I'm very curious to see if anybody has ever gotten one of these push here to open things on any box to ever actually work. I've pushed in them for, pancake mix and stuff like that. It never, ever, ever actually opens the way it's supposed to, and it's not doing it now. Instead, it's just crushing the box. It's not pushing in. That stuff never works. They should just put tabs on things because the push-ins just do not work. I mean, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's some secret technique, but I've done a lot of them, and I've never gotten them to ever work the way they're supposed to. Just kind of work around the edges here and open it the other way to see this, which is nice. It's like a little it's kind of, it just reminds me of like going to a stadium or maybe a movie theater and getting some nachos. So it's a cool little package. You get a decent amount of chips. I'm not sure how much they weigh. It says on the front. You get 1.5 ounces of chips and 3.5 ounces of cheese sauce. So that's pretty generous. I mean, I assume these look like they're exactly identical to the ones they sell in 4-packs. I'm assuming that's the case. They didn't make a special one for this. But the cheese to chip ratio is good, at least from the outset. That's what it seems like. So I'm going to go heat this up in the microwave, as I said, and then I'll be back to see how it tastes. All right, I got my cheese fresh out of the microwave. It took about 40 seconds and kind of warped the plastic. It doesn't seem like it's very microwavable, but that's what they wanted me to do. Remove lid and heat in the microwave in 10-second intervals. A little odd. I got my chips in here to make it a nice little presentation. And we're just gonna have a nice little chip. Now, I like to take the round ones, crack them in half, and do that. Do the little dip, and eat them like that. That's how I like to do them, so that's how I'm gonna do this one. Cheers. Well, surprising no one, including myself, I absolutely adore this this little set, which costs $2.06 at my local H-E-B, which is very, very, very cheap and a pretty good deal. I actually like I said, the ratio of chips to cheese is really good. I only have about 5 chips left, and I still have a ton of cheese in here, so you'll have leftover cheese with this meal, unless you overload your chips, which is probably what I should have done. I guess I'll make these last 5 chips super deluxe, but the cheese to chip ratio is great. It's a good snack size. I like the cheese, obviously. It's Ricos cheese. Again, if you know Ricos cheese, it's very much a kind of stadium or like 7-Eleven kind of cheese, or like a movie theater kind of nacho cheese, in that it's not real cheese. It's super processed crap, but I love it. So if you're the kind of person who loves, super fake processed nacho cheese, this is a great meal. This is a great, not meal. This is a great snack to have, and the chips are great. I was impressed. These are nice yellow corn tortilla chips. They're decent size, a decent thickness, and they have a good, corn taste to them. They're not cheap. I mean, they may be cheap chips, but they don't taste like cheap chips. And with the price of $2.06 for these at my local HEB, I'm not sure what the recommended retail price or anything is, but I think for $2 essentially, this is a fun snack to have, a fun thing to, you know, put in a lunch for work or whatever, or just take on the go with you. All you need is a microwave to heat up the cheese and you're golden. I think it's great. I think it's a fun little snack box for anybody to get. Of course, it would be cheaper to buy a 4-pack of the microwavable cheeses and your own chips and all that stuff, but I think that this is good for convenience, and I really like the packaging. I really like what they did with the packaging, and I like Ricos in general. So I'm going to give it a 5. A solid 5 out of 5. I think this is a nice snack. If you're craving some processed cheese nachos, this is a good way to go. For $2, you can get your fill and move on with life. So Ricos Nachos on the go, 5 out of 5. Highly recommend. I'm not sure if they're at Walmart yet. I don't think they are. I haven't seen them there, but they do have regular Ricos cheese, which you can always pick up in a can, and I would highly suggest it if you're hankering for some cheap processed nacho cheese. If you're not, then avoid it, obviously, but Ricos is the king of nacho cheese, and they remain the king of nacho cheese with this little package, which I greatly adore. So 5 out of 5, and with that, I will see you all next time.